It's Thursday, May the 14th, 2026. You're listening to the DX Today AI Daily Brief. Today, Cisco posts a record quarter on a flood of AI orders, even as it prepares to cut nearly 4,000 jobs. OpenAI launches a brand new $4 billion deployment company. And SoftBank books a $46 billion windfall on its OpenAI bet. Let's get into it.
Cisco reported third-quarter fiscal results yesterday, and the numbers tell a tale of two transitions. Adjusted earnings per share came in at $1.06 on revenue of $15.84 billion, both topping Wall Street estimates. Driving the beat, AI infrastructure and hyperscaler orders, which have already reached $5.3 billion this fiscal year. Chief Executive Chuck Robbins raised the company's full-year AI orders forecast to $9 billion, up from $5 billion previously. But Robbins also told employees Cisco will cut fewer than 4,000 positions, less than 5% of its workforce, beginning today. Investors cheered the broader pivot, sending shares up about 17% in extended trading.
From hardware to deployment.
OpenAI announced the formal launch of the OpenAI Deployment Company, a majority-owned venture capitalized with more than $4 billion in initial funding. The new entity is structured as a partnership between OpenAI and 19 global investment firms, consultancies, and system integrators led by TPG, with Advent, Bain Capital, and Brookfield as co-lead founding partners. Its mission: to help large enterprises build, deploy, and scale custom AI systems for mission-critical workflows. In a coordinated move, OpenAI also said it will acquire Tomorrow, a UK-based applied AI consultancy. The deal will bring roughly 150 forward-deployed engineers and deployment specialists into the new company on day one, with closing expected in the coming months.
Defense tech keeps soaring.
Defense technology firm Anduril Industries said, Wednesday, it has closed a $5 billion Series H funding round at a $61 billion valuation. The round was led by returning investors Thrive Capital and Andreessen Horowitz, and more than doubles the $30.5 billion valuation Anduril commanded just under a year ago. The 9-year-old company has now raised over $11 billion in total. Founder Palmer Luckey says the proceeds will fuel manufacturing scale-up, including the Arsenal One factory in Ohio, plus a new autonomous warship operation in Seattle. Anduril revenue doubled in 2025 to $2.2 billion, as the firm wins more contracts to supply the Pentagon with autonomous drones, missiles, and command software.
Across the Atlantic, an inference bet.
UK-based AI chip startup Fractile announced a $220 million Series B yesterday, in one of the largest European semiconductor rounds of the year. The round was co-led by Accel, Factorial Funds, and Founders Fund, with participation from Conviction, Gigascale, Felicis, and others. Fractile, founded in 2022 by Chief Executive Walter Goodwin, designs computing hardware specifically built to break the memory bandwidth bottleneck choking modern AI inference. The company is targeting throughput of up to 1,200 tokens per second, compressing reasoning workloads from months down to days. Its first commercial chip is not expected until 2027, but UK ministers hailed the round as a vote of confidence in British AI silicon.
Now to the cloud wars in China.
Alibaba Group also reported earnings yesterday, and the headline was its escalating AI spending commitment. The Chinese technology giant said it will exceed its previously announced 380 billion yuan, roughly $56 billion 3-year AI investment plan. AI-related product revenue reached just under 9 billion yuan in the quarter, marking the 11th consecutive quarter of triple-digit year-on-year growth. Cloud Intelligence Group revenue jumped 38% to 41.6 billion yuan. The cost, though, was steep. Adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, and amortization fell 84% year-on-year. Chief Executive Eddie Wu said growth and market share remain primary objectives, and that, in his words, margin is still secondary.
Speaking of OpenAI bets,
SoftBank Group reported a surprise annual profit yesterday, propelled by a nearly $46 billion gain at its Vision Fund. More than $45 billion of those gains came from a single position, its stake in OpenAI. The fund booked unrealized markups after OpenAI's most recent funding round, which closed in March at an $852 billion valuation. Founder Masayoshi Son has committed more than $60 billion to OpenAI in total and has already deployed over $30 billion. The win lifted SoftBank to a 5 trillion yen annual net profit, but the surge prompted S&P Global Ratings to revise its outlook on SoftBank to negative, citing the growing concentration of AI risk on the parent's balance sheet.
Wall Street's biggest AI listing.
AI chip maker Cerebras Systems priced its long-awaited initial public offering yesterday evening at $185 per share, $25 above the top of its marketed range. The deal raises $5.55 billion and gives the wafer-scale chip designer a fully diluted valuation of about $56.4 billion. It is the largest U.S. tech IPO of 2026 so far. Cerebras shares are scheduled to begin trading today on the Nasdaq Global Select Market under ticker symbol CBRS, with the offering set to close tomorrow. Lead underwriters are Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, Barclays, and UBS. Investors are betting the company can carve out a viable challenger position to NVIDIA in AI inference hardware.
Now to advertising.
Google's YouTube held its annual Brandcast event in New York yesterday evening, and the spotlight was on AI-powered ad products. The company introduced custom sponsorships, an AI tool that dynamically curates themed creator content packages for brands to align with at scale. YouTube also unveiled Buy with Google Pay Hey for connected TV ads, allowing viewers to complete purchases directly from their televisions. The company touted a 200% jump in CTV ad conversions year over year. Chief Executive Neil Mohan and Chief Business Officer Mary Ellen Coe pitched advertisers on the company's first-ever creator shows slate, featuring exclusive sponsorship rights to programming from creators including Dude Perfect, Cleo Abram, and Kareem Rahma.
And on the threat side,
Palo Alto Networks issued a stark warning yesterday, saying AI-driven cyber attacks will become the new norm within 3 to 5 months, not years. Chief Technology Officer Lee Klarich said his team uncovered 75 vulnerabilities in Palo Alto's own products in just weeks, more than 7 times its usual monthly find rate, after pointing advanced AI cybersecurity models from Anthropic and OpenAI at its code base. In internal testing, the models generated working exploits more than 70% of the time, and were able to chain multiple flaws together into complete attack paths. The findings underscore why governments and security regulators are scrambling to contain frontier models like Anthropic's Claude Mythos and OpenAI's specialized cyber model from leaking into the wild.
pivoting back to China.
Tencent Holdings also reported first quarter results yesterday. Revenue climbed 9% to 196.5 billion yuan, or about $28.9 billion, just shy of analyst expectations. The company highlighted accelerating traction for its AI initiatives, including its Hi3 preview model, which has held a top ranking on OpenRouter token measurements since late April. Tencent's WorkBuddy productivity agent is now the most widely used productivity AI agent service in mainland China, the company said. Investors had been hoping for a faster AI revenue payoff, however, and shares slipped on the report, as Beijing's largest internet company faces mounting pressure to translate model investment into the bottom line.
Funding wars heat up.
Anthropic is reportedly in early talks to raise at least $30 billion in fresh financing, at a valuation north of $900 billion, according to a Bloomberg report yesterday. If completed at that level, the round would push Anthropic past OpenAI in private market valuation for the first time. OpenAI most recently fetched $852 billion into March. The proposed Anthropic deal would more than double the $380 billion valuation the Claude maker carried at its Series G round in February. Sources tell Bloomberg the round could close before the end of this month. The capital is intended to fund massive computing infrastructure commitments, with an Anthropic initial public offering reportedly under consideration as soon as October.
And finally, in healthcare AI,
BranchLab, a healthcare AI startup focused on pharmaceutical commercialization, announced a $26 million Series A funding round yesterday, led by McKesson Ventures, with participation from FCA Venture Partners and Sanofi Ventures. The company uses privacy-first machine learning to help drug makers identify the right patients, providers, and channels for their therapies, while keeping protected health information inside customer environments. The funds will accelerate hiring and product development, particularly around generative AI tools for marketing teams inside pharmaceutical and biotech companies. The round is the latest signal that pharma commercialization, long an under-digitized corner of life sciences, is becoming a hot category for AI-native startups.
that's your briefing for Thursday, May 14th, 2026. For DX Today, stay curious.